guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this new video. Today I will be trying something a little bit different from what I've done in the past, but today I will be tier ranking all the books that I've read so far in 2024. We're now halfway through the year, which means we're also halfway through our yearly reading goals. My goal for this year was to read 50 books. It was the same as last year. So far I've read 21 books, which means I actually am 2 books behind schedule, which is not that good, but hopefully we can pick up some more books. I thought we would look at all the books that I've read so far and see what I think about them. Also, like, looking back on them, do I still feel the same about it? So I've made this little template. I was a little unsure of what categories to make, but I made 5 different ones. I have my 6-star category, books that I generally really enjoyed or love. The 3-star, it was okay, meh kind of book. The 2-star, not that good. And the absolutely worst books I've ever read. I don't even know if I have books for every category, but we'll see. So let's just jump right in. First, we have the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So we have the first book, Shadow and Bone, which I absolutely love. And I would recommend it to everyone. Like, I didn't even rate it a 5-star, but I feel like it's, I don't know if I want to put it at like a love or a 6-star. Probably love, because I don't really think about the characters that much, but it's a really, really good book. Like, I absolutely love it. So Siege and Storm, I think I'm actually just gonna put the entire series in love, just because I love that series so much. So If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan, I read this book in a reading vlog, and if you've seen that vlog, I was crying, I was sobbing. I cried for days after reading that book. I absolutely loved it. I related so much to the main character, Autumn. Everything about it, just the whole trope and everything in it. It's just the kind of thing that breaks my heart, and I love books that really make me feel something, so this is definitely a 6-star read. Absolutely loved. Like, next up we have The Demon in the Wood by Leigh Bardugo. It's a part of the Shadow and Bone trilogy as a little novel, and also just think I'm gonna put it in love because it's just a really short, cute story, but I think it adds a lot to one of the characters in the trilogy. So next we have The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides, something I don't know. And this book, like, I had been so excited to read it, but honestly, when I finally picked it up, it was just not that good. It was just not that good. Like, I think it's a 3-star, a meh book. I don't ever think about it. I don't really remember it being a good book. I mean, I did enjoy it in the beginning, but honestly, the longer it went on, the more I just did not really like it. It isn't necessarily bad, it's just not good. So yeah, I think it's pretty meh. Next we have The Lost Sisters by Holly Black. That is a novel to the Cruel Prince series. I read the Cruel Prince series a few years back. I've read it like 3 times since, but I have not read that novella until this year, and I absolutely loved it. 6-star. I think just because in general I love the series so much, and it was so fun to revisit the characters with something new that I haven't read from them, as well as just we're getting so much more to one of the characters in the series, Taryn. So it was just fun to see something from her perspective, especially considering the hate that she gets. So that was really fun to like kind of see where she stood and everything. Next we have A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. That's all a novella. I've read quite a few novellas this year. I think I rated it like a 4.5, 4.25 or something. I don't know if I'm completely off with that, but honestly, I rarely think about it. It's just a novella to get like closer to the characters. So I would probably also just put it at a 3-star because it's definitely not like one of the best in the series. It's just like a little novella that you read, you know, connect with the characters a little bit more, I feel like. So yeah, but it's a good read, and I definitely don't think you should skip it. Some people do that, and I don't think you should do that. So next up we have Bunny by Mona Allwood, and this book, I don't know where to put it because honestly, I didn't finish it. I DNF'd it when I was a little more than halfway because it was so terrible. I don't know if I should put in a 2-star or wish I had not read, just because I didn't even finish the book because it was so bad. But it's not like I wish I had not read it, because I really wanted to read it to see what it was like, but I just hated everything about it. So probably I wish I had not read, just because I cannot give it a 2-star, but I am glad that I like visited the book, what it was about, because people say it's such a crazy book, and they're right. It's so weird. The next book is People We Meet on Vacation, or You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry, which is my first Emily Henry book. I just finished it actually a few days ago. I'm kind of mixed, like, I have kind of mixed feelings, or honestly I don't have a lot of feelings towards this book. I don't know where to put it. I think I'm gonna put it in a 3-star meh, because the book is perfect for summer, it's perfect for trips to the beach, it's perfect for a vacation, but not a lot happened in the book, and I like it when stuff happens, and honestly A lot of it was just telling what they were doing on their previous vacations, which I felt like was a little bit boring at times. Like some of the things really added to the story, some of them did not, so I got a little bored towards the second half. In general, it's a really cute book. It's a very comforting feeling, I felt like when I read it, but it's definitely not perfect or amazing. But I definitely think I'll continue reading Emily Henry books just because I really want to see like some of her other books and why she's so popular. I also think some of her other books have a little more of a deeper meaning to them than this one. I mean, this had a little bit of meaning behind it. But next we have Scarred by Emily McIntyre. That's hard. I also read this in a reading vlog. I actually really enjoyed it when I finished it, but to be honest, I haven't really thought about it. I also think I gave it a pretty good rating, like 4 point something, but I think I'm gonna put it again in 3-star. This year in general, I've had a lot of 3-star reads, or at least like the past couple months. I definitely will recommend Scarred. Like I think it's a good book, definitely. I just don't really think about it. I would probably put it between like a 3-star and the love category, somewhere between that. Next up we have The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, my queen again, and a 3-star. I hate to say this about this book because I've read it 2 times now. I hoped it would be better the second time around, but it just wasn't. Like, I definitely feel like I understood some of the parts in it a lot better than I did the first time reading it. I was a bit bored, but I definitely cannot give it a lower than 3-star because it is Holly Black, so you gotta love it. Next, I read Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, and I actually think I know where I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put it in love, and I just know everyone loved this book. Like everyone raved about it so much, and I didn't really understand the hype, but in general it was a good experience and I really enjoyed myself reading it. It was a very different world from what I usually have read, so it was really fun. I'm definitely going to continue the series. I've also heard that it gets a little more heavy on the politics in Iron Flame, and I feel like that was kind of what I was missing in the first one, so I'm really excited for that. So definitely a love, and I'm definitely going to continue the series. But like, let me ask you something. Why are the Fourth Wing books, or the books in this series, so expensive? Like, that's honestly the reason I have not continued it, because I'm not gonna give $25 for a paperback. Like, that's not it. Honestly, I think it's closer to like $30, so I'm not doing that. But in general, I really enjoyed the first book. Next, we have Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, and I actually think that was the first book that I read this year, if I'm not mistaken. In general, it was a 3-star while reading it, and I also think it's a 3-star now. Like, it's a fine romance book, nothing special, honestly, just a classic hockey romance. Then we have If Only I Had Told Her, again by Laura Nolan. This is actually the second book to If He Had Been With Me, and I don't know what to do about that. Honestly, I don't even remember what happened. Oh yeah, it was not a bad book while reading it. It was a little bored. It was not what I had imagined, so I'll probably put it in a 3-star, because I would not say it was a 2-star. It was just not what I had imagined, and definitely not like the first book. So next up, The Cruel Prince by my queen Holly Black, obviously a 6-star. I also read The Wicked King afterwards, and that series is a 6-star series. I love that, my favorite series of all time. 6 stars, obviously. A Quarter Wings in Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third book in the series. It's not in order of the books that I read, I think, but I really enjoyed that one. So I probably put in a love. I don't remember much, honestly. That's just the thing with me in general. I don't remember much from the books that I've read. I mean, I remember the whole ACOTAR storyline, like everything that happens, but I don't remember everything that happened in that book. But I remembered I loved it so much. I was so close to giving it a 5-star. It just did not give me the 5-star feeling, but it was such a close call. So definitely a love. There's a lot of politics in that one, which I really love. I love a good like fantasy with some politics in it. I also love the romanticy, but there gotta be some politics. So next, I read Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. Also love. I also read this in, I think I read it in my last reading vlog, like how much I read in a week, but that book was so good. It follows Josh and Jules, and I just love Josh and Jules together. I love their dynamic. It's a best friend's brother or sister's best friend, and when it has something to do with a brother, I eat it up. I love it. Definitely a love. I love those two together. They're really, really cute. So in general, I really like the Twisted series. I'm also on the 4th book right now. So far, I'm also really enjoying it. So Twisted Games, looking back on it, I was not the biggest fan of that one, but in general, I really like the series. I really like Anna Huang's writing. It's just, I love that something's always happening, and I just really like it. Next, I read Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I think I actually gave it a 4-star, but I think here I'm gonna put it at 3-star meh, because I think it has potential to be better when you read the rest of the series. That people are saying that this book is a literary masterpiece. I don't really understand where that comes from, but I'm glad some people absolutely loved it. The ending shocked me quite a bit. I kind of liked that, but at the same time I didn't like the ending because of a certain person. It was really good. I'm definitely going to continue the series. I think it has so much potential to become better when you read more about the different characters. Just in general, it was not like the first book was the best book ever, but I did rate it a 4-star, and I think I'm gonna stand by that, maybe a 3.75. Now we are at the last book, which is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is actually the first book in the Never After series. Scarred is number 2, and Hooked is at the 2-star. I almost would put it at a wish I had not read because it's so terrible. I gave the book a 2-star because of the amount of plot twists we have at the end. That's what I really liked about it. But the whole storyline and the characters, I just know it was way too like, she's so pure and she's so innocent and I just want to take her innocence away and be the one to destroy her. Like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know if I should put a hero here. Between here. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think I might put it, no, I'm leaning more towards the 2-star, but it's just so terrible. I really don't like it, and I would never recommend it to anyone. It's so bad. I think you can take that trope, that innocent girl and like the bad boy trope, and make that really well, but it was just done terrible in this book. So this is my tier ranking of the books that I've read so far this year. I've not read that many books, but seeing it like on my screen to be like, oh, this is how many books I read. We're not even halfway through the year when I'm filming this, so I think it's pretty good to see like how many books I've actually read, like how many pages this actually is, because I'm not usually a person that reads 40 books a year or 60 or 80, so it's pretty good. I think this is actually the year where I've read the most so far. Last year I read 23 books. This is basically my almost half-year reading wrap-up, I guess. My overall thoughts on the books, also a couple months later after reading some of them. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. That would make me super happy. And yeah, I hope I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.